Testimony Tuesday. Do you know that God does not want you to live in lack? In fact, He wants to blow your mind over and over again with how faithful and how much He can exceed your expectations. Last week, I told you about how we moved to Europe for my husband's job. And let me tell you, it was not just a clear-cut and easy road. When he made the decision to apply for the job, there were so many barriers already standing in the way. For one, the job was posted when he wasn't even at work. He almost missed it because it was like something quick. And I actually don't have my journal with those details, but I wrote them all down. So he applies for the job. And when they contacted him to let him know that he was going to have an interview, he had a feeling it would fall around the time we were supposed to be leaving to go out of town for vacation. And so he waited. That was from the Lord. And sure enough, he got the email right before we were supposed to be leaving, and we decided to stay and postpone our trip so that he would be available for that interview. He was going up against way more experienced individuals who were in the pool for this job, and he was selected. And besides that, there were so many things the Lord did. We were supposed to be looking for an apartment. We had actually found an apartment, put down a deposit. And what happened is the owner had an issue and decided he wanted to sell the apartment. And so we had the option to keep the lease because we had already signed the paperwork, or to just let it go. And we let it go. And guess what happened? The company had to approve us for more money so that we could find a place. So since that was the case, we ended up in the neighborhood with the workers of the American Embassy. And so these homes were really closely resembled what we were used to here in America. And I mean, God just blew our mind with that, because we went from putting it down a deposit and being excited about moving into this apartment to having a whole 2-story house that was beautifully remodeled. I forgot to include that my husband actually turned down the first offer. After he had the interview and was selected for the position, they wanted us to go for 3 to 5 years, but he was not comfortable. He only wanted to commit to 1 year. So he turned it down, and I was crushed. But then he had faith. And so I just, I was disappointed. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that he turned down this amazing opportunity. But it was meant for us. They came back and agreed to let him come over on a 1-year contract. We ended up staying 4 years anyway because we absolutely loved it. It was an amazing experience. But it was all the Lord. His divine favor is what opened every door. Every term that was met was all because of the Lord. You ever heard the verse that says that you will have favor with God and man? Let me tell you what comes before that, because I want you to know too how you can have favor with God and with man as you're walking through this life on earth as it is in heaven. It's in Proverbs chapter 3, and it starts with verse 3. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. So God favors you. When you bind His word on your heart, when you are faithful to Him, when you have truly just given your life to Him and you trust in Him, He wants to blow your mind. He wants to exceed your expectations. And so I just challenge you to trust Him even when it seems hard, to trust Him for more, even when maybe what you're hoping for is not much. Maybe you're only setting your sights on something that is entry level, and the Lord is saying, no, I'm bringing you in and I'm promoting you to management, because that is what our God does. He brings the increase. And so it is just up to us to make sure that our hearts are in right relationship with Him. And then we are in alignment for blessings that just far exceed anything that we could ever achieve in our own strength. Do you remember when the Israelites needed to cross over the Jordan River as they're trying to escape from their enemies? What happened? The Lord told Joshua to have 12 leaders from each tribe go and get a stone as a memorial, as a remembrance of what He had done for them by opening up that river. He told them, go and get the stones, and I want you to bring them. And He told them a specific place to put those stones. And He said they would always be there. But I want your kids, when they ask you about what the Lord did for you to be able to point back to those stones and explain to them how how I opened up this river and allowed you to cross through. He is doing the same thing for you and I, friend. When we have these miracles happen in our lives, don't take it lightly. Remember that it is a memorial stone that bears witness to what God has done and is continuing to do in our lives and the lives of our children. If this blessed you, please be sure to share this with a friend, and also make sure you hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more weekly testimonies and teachings as the Lord brings it to me. I love you. I thank you for tuning in. And this is your set apart sister. I am ready for us to take this journey together to go deeper in God and be set apart from the world. Have a good day.